So here's where Shelly and I are hanging out. This is referred to by locals as Billy's Island, and it's about 2.5 miles from Wekiva Island. There's Shelly. Here's our boats. Here's how we came in. Back there in the trees is the Clark double jungle hammock. Picked this up used from Motorcycle Buddy, and wanted to do something with Shelly. So Shelly's my wife. Anyways, interesting hammock to set up. Not easy to set up. Really difficult to find the positions on the trees and find three trees, at least three trees, that will hold this thing up. Shelly and I came out on the Wekiva River, and I know of an island with a bunch of trees and a few clearings because it gets used once in a while, and went ahead and set this thing up. Very strange asymmetrical design, kind of awkward to sit in the same direction as each other, but we found that if one person sits opposite to the other, we actually really enjoy it and have found it to be super comfortable. So there's looking at what should be the foot side of it, and there's a big large center section that divides you, almost too large, but not horrible. That's the head section, or at least I think it is. They've got a really wide section with room for gear in the middle, and when you rest in it, you kind of end up not being able to see each other, so that's a little strange, but still very comfortable. Came with the underliners, which I thought was amazing, and just put those on for the fun of it. And then the bug netting itself actually comes with two poles. The poles are meant to be ultralight and have the bungee on the outside of all things, which is a little bit strange, but very functional. And then built into the hammock, there's also an additional fly, which I believe is for warmth. I think you'd still end up getting water in through the seams, so it does come with a rain fly that goes over the top of it, but this is pretty nice. You don't actually have to put up your rain fly at night if it's not going to rain. That'll be enough to keep the dew off of you. The lines that come with this thing are absolutely hideous. It is the worst type of line. It's the cheap plastic stuff. It gets all tangled. That'll be the first thing that I replace. The tree straps are ones that I've had. I bought them cheap off of Amazon. These are a nice feature. These are drip rings, and the lines go through them, and they make sure that the water running down the lines don't actually make it to the hammock. Rain flies up. I'm a little off on the foot section on the tree because I tied it close to the tree. You really need a lot of space to get this thing in. It's as big as a king-size bed. Once you get it all tied off to the trees, you probably needed the size of a small bedroom just to set it up. Things I can't figure out. It's like, why is there a piece of Velcro all the way out here? I'm not quite sure what the intent is with that. Maybe you can flip it up to the side so that you have a little more air. From here you can kind of see it almost looks like there's two hammocks in there. There's a little partition in the center where they hang down. And you come around the other side. But just sheer massive to find a space to hang this up. Definitely not a hammock I would use during a water tribe race. Probably got an hour's worth of time messing with this thing, and don't expect it to get it too much better because there's so much adjustment necessary to get it up. But once it's up, it's fun, and it's nice to be able to camp with your significant other. Shelly's getting back in. She's trying it. So you can get in without flipping with just one person. I am trying the shoe holder or gear bag on the side here. What's really strange is they tied it in. You can see it's sewed in, so I'm wondering if I'm going to feel it when I lay in the hammock. How are you doing?
Good.
Hello. What are you doing with my beer?
Holding it. Possibly drinking it.
Do you like how I've bedazzled my little Yeti koozie?
Yes, it's very nice. You can always tell your stuff.
I just caught you drinking my beer. Speaking of beer, why didn't they just make cup holders right here? They've got nice little pockets to hold things, but you could easily sewn in a cup holder, so I may modify this so it does that.
Oh.
So Shelly and I are testing this out with the underquilts, and you can absolutely feel that it's much warmer underneath you than without them. So a comment about the price of this thing. The double hammock is probably around $400 retail. There's 2 underquilts. Each underquilt is about 190 bucks a piece. There's drip rings, there's a rain fly. So when you're all said and done, you're close to about $1,000 if you bought this thing new. I didn't do that. I found it used. Somebody bought it and didn't like it and didn't use it, so it was practically new, and I got it for about 350 bucks, which I'm okay with because I really wanted underquilts for my other boats, or excuse me, for my other hammocks. So very expensive hammock as far as that goes, but if you can get them used, or if you don't care about the price, it's a neat piece of equipment. Alright, so the bottom line is Shelly and I really like this thing. It's super quirky to set up. It probably took me somewhere around an hour just trying to figure out the trees. You got to find the type of trees and the distance of trees to make it work, but it's still neat. Strange things is, why do we have such a giant space in the middle of us? I know that they're probably trying to do it to make sure that we have enough room to sleep for each of us, but it could have been symmetrical. It's not symmetrical. That's strange. The pockets for the shoes seem to be working out. I thought I would be feeling them and bumping them, but it's not too bad. So that's cool. Shelly, how do you like it?
It's comfortable. It's
yeah.
Good.
Strange to set up. The ropes are terrible. The ropes need to be replaced. But overall, it's a neat concept and it's a lot of fun. And if you want a hammock camp with someone, I like it a lot. All right, see you guys.